So let's have a go at putting together another one of our logos. And I've already got a new document open up in Illustrator. And just do that same as before, File, New Document. And then I'm going to place the image again. So File, Place, look for the image, click on Template and Place. And then if you need to open the Layers palette, you go Window, Layers. Okay, I'm just going to blow that up a little bit so we can see it a bit better. Let's move, just move it up a second. Okay, and then we're going to start trying to trace off this image. We've already got a new layer open, ready to work in. So for the head, I just do a circle, and to get it so it starts in the center there, I hold down on a Mac, Alt Shift, and then use the circle tool. On a PC, I think it's Command Shift and drag. So that's the circle. Now to create this piece, I'll use the pen tool. Click on the pen tool. I'll start with a point just outside of the square, and then you go up here, and to create a curve you just drag. So I'll drag out that curve and then click on the end point, and then come over here and do the same again, just drag. That creates a nice curve. I hit the same point and then join the two together. Okay, and then we're going to use the pen tool again for this bit down here. So start just outside the square. I'm going to go up and give that a bit of a curve and do the same thing again. I'm just going to drag that and then go back over the same point, straight down. Now I have a problem here because it's set to fill. I can't actually see what's going on. So where it's fill there, if we click this little symbol with the red diagonal, that gives it no fill. So go back to the same point, click here, and we want to drag out another curve. This is slightly different, so what I'd probably do here is go sort of the middle of the leg, and then I'll come up here, and each time I'm just pulling. So pull the middle there again, and back down here, and then go back to the original starting point. Now I might look at that and I might not be completely happy with the way that's looking. Maybe I want to tidy that up a little bit. So if I go onto the open arrow tool, I can easily start coming in here and moving these points around. So you just click on one point and drag. And I could also see these little end points here. I can move them around. Obviously we don't want that like that, but let me move. Let's just grab it again. Move that and move the point just to tidy it up. Okay, you can spend a bit more time than me just getting that to look right. Then I need to create the arrow up here, but I don't want it to look too rigid, so I think I'm going to use the pen tool again. So I'm going to get up here and just create 3 points. But if you did want to create a triangle, a proper triangle, you could come up here and underneath the circle, if you hold down, you can see you've got a polygon tool. And if I press the Alt or Option key, depending on PC or Mac, and then click down on the pasteboard, I get something come up here with little options. And obviously for a triangle I want 3 sides. This is how wide it's going to be. Well, don't worry too much about that because we can scale it afterwards. So there's my triangle. And what I could do then is use this tool which scales things. And I could, if I just wanted to scale one dimension, I use those center points like that. And if I want to scale the whole thing, I hold down the Shift key and drag a corner like that. But I'm going to use the slightly irregular triangle we've got up here, so I'm going to delete that. Okay, now what I need to do is create this square that goes around the outside. I'm going to literally just use the square tool, hold down the Shift because that'll give you a square rather than a rectangle, and try and work that out. Okay. Right, now I need to create these bits here. For now I just want to keep them black and white. So I want to make sure this square here, if I change that to a fill, that square is obviously in front of the rest. Just put that back for a minute. So I want that to be behind because I want all these bits to show up. So you've got that square here, and we go Object, Arrange, Center Back. Now obviously you can see these things are coming in front of the square there. So at the moment this shape here has got both a fill of white and a stroke of black. We only want it to have a fill. So click on the stroke and then click that red diagonal little square there. Do exactly the same thing with the rest. So stroke, we want no stroke. Again with a triangle. The triangle hasn't got a fill. So to give it a fill and a stroke, we can click this little thing here, then get rid of that stroke again. Same thing with the little body bit at the bottom here. We want to give that a fill and a stroke to start, and then we'll get rid of the stroke. Okay, now we take the square. At the moment the square just has a black stroke, so we're going to switch that so it's just got a black fill. Now if we take the template off there, you have to see that a little bit better. And you might want to just adjust where the square's falling. There, until you're happy with it. Just play around a little bit with that. And obviously you can still go back in and edit points and stuff if you want to tidy it up a little bit. So now what I want to do is, obviously we don't, when we've got a nice finished piece, we don't really want these little bits hanging over the edge. So I'm going to select these bits here, all the bits where they sort of join each other or overlap. And then we go up here to Window, got to Pathfinder Palette. And what we can do now is go Divide. This section, this little thing here is Divide, which basically is going to cut that up into sections. Don't worry about the head, we'll get that back. So I can now delete these. And now if I grab the whole thing again, if I go Object, Arrange, Center Back, we've got the head back again. So we've got the icon all drawn up, and now we need to add some type to it. So let's start by typing in the company name. Continuous. Oops. Now I've typed that in 3 lines, but you can obviously experiment with that, see if it looks better in 2, 1. I think 1 would probably be too long, but maybe into 2. And then there's too much space between these letters, so we can alter that just by selecting all, which you can either drag or go Command and A, and then we just alter the leading by doing this, or you can actually type in if you want. So let's try that for now. I'm going to bring in some rulers, just top and bottom on the icon. I'm going to place it up there, and just to scale it, I'm going to do the same as I did before, where I drag the corner, hold the shift, and drag that out. Now I quite like that typeface. It's actually Alt Harz Grotesque, which is the ones I found on the Darfont. But we could test out some other options. So let's just try. Make it a bit smaller just so I can see it all at once. So let's try one. Let's just try another one. Oops. And you can obviously try out a lot more than me because you've got more time. So I like the original one we've got there, so I'm going to delete these. I think the leading might still need to be tweaked a little bit, so let's just do that slightly. Get that lined up. Okay, now I'm feeling like this has got too much spacing between letters, so I want to tighten it up a bit, but I want to do it as a whole. So we'll use the spacing option in Illustrator. I'll just put a -20 on that, and then I might just need to go in and tweak. So I think these now look too tight, the T and the I. So let's just add a positive number there. So let's add a 20. That's looking a bit better. And I might just take a little bit of space out between the O and the V. So I'm going to do a minus 20 there. Now you can obviously take a lot more time and tweak it a lot more. So I don't think that's looking too bad. But what we can do is, obviously that's only one option, but maybe we want to try a few different variations. If you remember, we looked at some common sort of logo and type positioning. Perhaps we'll try a few of those. So let's just duplicate that up, and you can do that by going on the main arrow, dragging an area around it, holding the shift key. Now hold down the alt or the option key and drag, and that just makes you another copy. But what I'm going to try now is reducing this icon. So do the same thing, let's select just that icon, and if you go onto this will let you scale it. So I'm going to make that a lot smaller, and I'm going to try doing this typography in 2 lines. Obviously those two will have to come down a bit more because I think that looks a bit uncomfortable. So let's try making that 20. That's too small. Try 25. I'm going to try making it a lighter weight, so let's try the regular version. That's not looking too bad. And then we need to alter the leading. And obviously you can tweak the spacing and the kerning on that word as well. Let's give it slightly more leading. And if you can remember when we were looking at those different logo positionings, one of the things there was to position at a slight diagonal. So we'll just try that. It's not too bad. Maybe slightly smaller. Oops. Losing his head. You can group them together if you want to make sure it keeps it. You just go to Object and Group. Okay. Oops, I've still missed the arrow. Object and Group. There we go. Okay, so that's not looking too bad. And I'm going to copy that one. So do the same thing, hold down your shift key, drag, and now hold down the alt or the option key. Just drag that along, it creates another one. And we could just try sitting that the other side. Get rid of that one. Now I've got just 2 lines of text. Maybe I just want to level that up with the top and the bottom again. So try another variation of that. Or actually you could go this side, that'd make it slightly different. So let's try that. Okay, and get rid of the guides so you can just see it a bit better. So you just go View, Guides, Hide Guides. Okay, that's our second option.